everybody, this is Sanjana. Welcome back to our channel English with Sanjana. This video is a collection of many grammar lessons, so stay tuned until the end of this video so that you can grasp a better understanding on different kinds of grammar rules, grammar concepts and the differences between words. Friends, are you ready? If you are ready, let's get started with the first grammar lesson. The first grammar lesson is the difference between the two words good and well. Before we jump into the lesson, let's look at two small examples. The first one is she speaks blank English. She speaks English blank. If you want, you can pause the video and figure out the answer. Very nice, friends. The first answer for this blank is she speaks good English. The next one, she speaks English well. Very nice. You might be wondering, how did we use good and well? Good. Well, good is an adjective and it describes the noun English. Good describes the noun English. And it answers the question, what kind? What kind of English does she speak? She speaks good English. Well. Well is an adverb and it describes the verb speaks. Well describes the verb speaks and it answers the question, how? How does she speak English? How? Very good. She speaks English well. She speaks English well. Based on this concept, let's answer these two blanks. John is a well driver or a good driver? Very good. John is a good driver. Why did we use good instead of well? It is because good is an adjective and it describes the noun driver. John drives good or well? Very nice, friends. It describes well. Well describes the verb drives. That's why we use well. Well describes the verb drives. And it answers the question, how? How does John drive? John drives well. We use good and well for not just human, but also we use it for places, things, events and for abstract. They played well. Now let's test whether you are capable of finding the difference between good and well. Now we have to fill in the blanks using the word good or well. Let's look at the first sentence. We have to fill in the blanks. Remember, she is a blank writer. She is a good writer or she is a well writer. Now try to remember the concepts, what we learned. She is a good writer or she is a well writer. Very good. She is a good writer. Why did we use good? Because this is an adjective and it describes the noun writer. Very nice. She writes blank. She writes good or she writes well. Very nice, friends. She writes well. Why did we use well? Because this is an adverb and it describes the verb. writes. He is a blank singer. He is a blank singer. He is a good singer. Very nice. He sings good or he sings well. Very nice. He sings well. They are blank managers. They are blank managers. They are good managers or they are well managers. What's the answer? They are good managers. They are good managers. They manage well. They manage well. Remember, well describes or it answers the question how. He coaches well. They act good. Is it correct? They act good. It is wrong. The answer is they act well. They act well. He is a well coach or he is a good coach. What's the answer? He is a good coach. Very nice, friends. Now let's look at some exceptions. When learning this English language, we have to look at exceptions because there are many exceptions based on different grammar rules, grammar concepts, many more, and also for when finding different differences between words, we also have to face a lot of exceptions. And also for this grammar lesson, we have to look at exceptions. The first exception is only for linking verbs we use good. We don't use well for linking verbs. For an example, let me give you some examples for linking verbs. Look, smell, taste, and feel. Everything looks good when you see a dining table full of different kinds of food and you say, everything looks good. And when you step into someone's house, maybe there's a cake in the oven and you say, something smells good. Do we say something smells well? No, we say something smells good. And also we use good to the verb to be. The movie was good. Do we say the movie was well? No, we say the movie was good. How was the book? The book was good. How was the meeting? The meeting was good. How was the weather when we were on vacation? The weather was good. And also, we use good and well when we refer to different meanings. For an example, you ask someone, how are you? And they reply to you as, I am good. When they say to you, I am good, we know that their emotional state is good and it is really informal. Hey, how are you? I'm good. But when you ask someone, I am good, and if they reply to you as, I'm well, then you know that their physical health is well. And at the past they were unwell and now well. And it is really formal. For example, I heard that John is unwell. How is he now? He is well. This is the end of this grammar lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Now let's move on to the next grammar lesson. This grammar lesson is about English expressions with the preposition at. Let's look at the first expression, at first. Another example, at first she enjoyed living in a city. When we hear this sentence, we can easily find out that at first she enjoyed living in a city, but later on when she is living in the city, she is not enjoying. She dislikes being in a city. So at first it gives like a expression, at first at the beginning she enjoyed, but at last she didn't enjoy. Another one, at first I thought the exam was difficult. At first I had a negative thought like the exam would be difficult and I would not pass the exam. But later on it seems to be quite easy for me. I really like the exam. At first I thought the exam was difficult, but later on it seems quite easy. The next one is at last. At last. Finally. For an example, at last he found a job. He was applying for different kinds of jobs, still didn't pass, but at last he passed and he was applied for a job. And I say, at last he found a job. It's a relief. And at last the ambulance arrived. Someone is really injured and you are waiting for the ambulance to arrive to your house. You feel like a lot of time passed and you say that at last the ambulance arrived. The next one is at best and at worst. These both expressions, they have similar meanings. Let's look at them. At best, you will pass the exam. Let's think of an example. You didn't study for maths and you're really worried whether you will pass the exam or you will again have to retake the exam. And someone says, at best, you pass the exam. At best, you will pass the exam. Let's just have a positive mindset. At best, you will pass the exam. And also another example is, at best, our team will win the gold medal. Let's just have a positive mindset rather than a negative mindset. At worst, this expression, it has a really negative meaning. For an example, at worst, you will have to retake the exam. At best, you will pass the exam, but at worst, you will have to retake the exam. At worst, we'll get the silver medal. It doesn't care. We don't care. At worst, we don't care. At worst, we'll get a silver medal, but at best, our team will win the gold medal. Now let's look at some more English expressions. At least. At least means at a minimum range. For an example, someone invites you to go to a party. Hey, let's go to a party. And you say, I need at least 20 minutes to get ready, to dress up, to do my makeup and to do my hair. So you say, I need at least 20 minutes. So wait. So it means at a minimum range, I need 20 minutes. At least I need 20 minutes. At most, it means maximum. At most, we need 2 employees. We have a lot of work to do and the number of employees is really small, and you say, at most, we need 2 employees. At most, we need 2 employees, maximum. At dawn, we know what is dawn and we know what is dusk. Dawn means sun rises and dusk means sun sets. She wakes up at dawn. Maybe you have a really spiritual friend and you say, I can't wake up at dawn, but she wakes up at dawn. At dusk. At dusk means when the sun sets. Be careful when driving at dusk because the headlights might not work and there could be dangerous animals, and you say, be careful when driving at dusk. When the sun sets, don't drive. Be careful. The next expression is at birth. When we hear this expression at birth, it means when a child is birth. He had grey eyes at birth. It means when he was born, he had grey eyes. Or she had a small ear at birth. She had small ears at birth. At fault, it means a mistake. Who was at fault? Who was at fault when this mistake was happening? Who was there? Who was present? Who was at fault? Maybe a police is just solving a crime and ask someone who was at fault, who was present in this incident, who was present at this mistake. Who was at fault? And fault means a mistake. At present. At present means now. You are calling a company and asking, hello, do you have any vacancies at present? No, we don't have any vacancies at present. You see, at present means at the present. Now, we don't have any vacancies at present. We have no vacancies at present. At random. Maybe you went to buy a lottery ticket and you chose the lottery ticket numbers at random. And you say to a friend, hey, I chose the lottery ticket numbers at random. I just randomly picked the lottery ticket and I won it. I chose the lottery ticket numbers at random. I randomly chose it and I'm the winner. I won $10 million. Like that. It's an instance like that. At random, randomly. Let's look at them one more time. At least, at a minimum range. At most, maximum. At dawn, if you are doing something, at dawn means sun rises. You are doing something when the sun rises, like waking up at the dawn. At dusk, you are driving and someone tells you, be careful when driving at dusk. It means when driving, be careful when the sun sets. At dusk, sun sets. At birth, he had grey eyes at birth. When he was born, he had grey eyes. At fault, who was at fault? When this incident was happening, who was the person who is responsible for this mistake? Who was at fault? At present, now. We don't have any vacancies now. At random, you choose something randomly and it is unbelievable when you choose a ticket randomly. At first, at the beginning, at last, later on, and at best, when you have a negative mindset, someone gives you a positive mindset. At worst, when you are having a positive mindset, they just give you a small negative thing. Alright, we have finished this part of the grammar lesson. This is the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you want more grammar videos like this, please like, share and comment. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Bye friends and have a great day.